In a world full of mysteries, some stories refuse to stay buried. Imagine waking up to find an entire city, its people, its towers, its history, completely gone overnight. No fire, no war, no trace, just silence and the faint echo of voices calling from the mist. Tonight, we uncover the terrifying fate of the city that disappeared overnight. Eldermere was a city known for its glowing towers and endless laughter. Its streets carried music, footsteps, and the rhythm of life. No one imagined it would one day vanish. On the final evening, the sky held an unnatural stillness. The air tasted heavy, like storm clouds yet to break. Shops closed early as merchants felt unease. Children were pulled indoors by cautious parents. Dogs barked endlessly, then fell silent at once. A crimson glow spread across the horizon. It was faint but undeniable. People stared at the sky with nervous curiosity. The mayor dismissed it as weather. He claimed strange skies came and went, but the citizens were not convinced. Farmers refused to leave their animals. Soldiers tightened their patrols. Priests lit candles and prayed aloud. The cathedral bells rang suddenly. Their sound cut through the streets like a warning. Yet no one had touched the ropes. Windows rattled though no wind stirred. Horses reared in their stables. Birds swirled above the city in frantic circles. People filled the square, seeking comfort in numbers. Fear passed between them like wildfire. The crimson sky grew darker. Clouds twisted in shapes unnatural to nature. Shadows grew longer though the sun had not set. Children clutched their mothers and cried. Merchants whispered of curses and omens. The priests begged people to remain calm. The mayor raised his voice to command silence. "We are safe," he declared firmly. But his words shook with doubt. The bells rang again. This time, the sound was deeper, hollow. It rattled the windows of every home. Some swore they heard screams inside the tone. Others claimed the bells spoke their names. People pressed their hands over their ears. Mothers cried for the noise to stop. Still the bells continued. The cathedral shook from its foundation. The ground trembled beneath the cobblestones. A deep hum rose through the earth. It vibrated in the bones of every living thing. Men dropped to their knees from the pressure. Infants wailed uncontrollably. Dogs clawed at doors to escape. The hum grew louder, unstoppable. Cracks split across the streets. Dust lifted like breath from the ground. Fountains overflowed with red-stained water. Lamps flickered and burned out. Fires sparked without touch. Shadows moved independently of their owners. Some stretched tall and monstrous. Others walked away, leaving people behind. Panic erupted in the square. Families screamed and scattered. Soldiers tried to form order but failed. The mayor shouted until his voice broke. No one listened anymore. Fear drowned reason. Priests fell to their knees in despair. "The city is doomed," one cried. The crimson glow grew brighter. The clouds churned like boiling blood. Lightning flashed with no thunder. The hum turned into voices. At first they were whispers. Then they grew louder. They called people by name. Some voices sounded like loved ones long dead. Others begged for help. People clutched their ears and wept. The cathedral split with a deafening crack. Stones fell into the square below. The great bells crashed to the earth. Yet the ringing continued louder than ever. The sound pierced through every wall. Citizens collapsed under its weight. The mayor dropped his torch. Flames spread across the square. Smoke rose into the crimson sky. Shadows danced in the firelight. They laughed in human voices. Families huddled together, praying for mercy. The earth roared beneath their feet. Buildings shook and toppled. Streets crumbled into darkness below. The hum became a single scream. It rose higher than thunder. The city of Eldermere shook one final time. And then, before dawn could come, it disappeared. When the sun rose, Eldermere was gone. In its place lay only a flat plain of gray ash. Not a tower, not a wall, not a stone remained. Travelers who approached the site froze in disbelief. They found roads that led to nothing. Where houses once stood, there was only dust. The river that once cut through the city had dried. Birds refused to fly overhead. Animals fled before reaching the border. The silence was unbearable. Not even the wind moved across the plain. Survivors who had left the city the night before wept. Their families, their homes, their history, gone. Government sent investigators to the site. Soldiers pitched tents around the vanished city. Scientists drilled into the ground for answers. Their machines broke without reason. Data vanished from their records overnight. Some swore the ground hummed beneath their boots. A low vibration echoed like a heartbeat. At night, the soldiers reported hearing voices. They said the wind called their names. Others claimed they saw glowing lights. Faint outlines of towers flickered in the mist. One soldier entered the fog and did not return. His screams echoed long after he was gone. Panic spread through the camp. Men refused to stand guard after midnight. By the third night, the impossible happened. Eldermere returned. Lights shimmered where the city had been. Towers glowed faintly under the crimson sky. Voices filled the air as if life had returned. Soldiers stared in disbelief. The streets were visible again. Figures walked through the mist. Laughter drifted across the plain. The city was alive once more, but when the soldiers approached, they found only fog. The figures dissolved before them. The laughter turned into screams. They retreated in terror. By dawn, the city was gone again. Only ash remained. Word spread across the world. People whispered of a cursed city. Some said Eldermere had been swallowed by hell. Others believed it slipped into another dimension. Pilgrims came to see the haunted ground. Some never returned from the mist. Survivors told of glowing windows at night. They swore they saw loved ones waving. Their voices called, begging them to come closer. Many obeyed and vanished forever. Government sealed the area. The plain was declared forbidden, but rumors continued to spread. Eldermere appeared again the next month, always for exactly 13 minutes. Always at the darkest hour of night. Each time more people disappeared. Each time new voices whispered in the wind. Theories multiplied without end. Some blamed ancient gods. Others blamed secret experiments. A few believed the earth itself was alive. They claimed Eldermere was consumed by something beneath. Something vast and hungry. Something that still breathed beneath the ash. Explorers swore the ground pulsed under their feet, like the beat of a living heart. Priests warned that more cities would vanish. Their warnings were ignored at first. But then, a village in South America disappeared overnight. No rubble, no fire, no bodies. Only ash. A coastal town in Japan followed, then a settlement in Africa. The world realized the pattern. Eldermere had been the first, not the last. Humanity waited in dread for the next city. Governments denied the truth publicly. But their silence only deepened fear. Survivors spoke louder than officials. Their voices spread through markets, ships, and radios. The story of Eldermere became legend. Yet the plain remained haunted. On quiet nights, travelers still camp nearby. They tell of bells ringing faintly at midnight. They claim to hear footsteps circling their tents. They see lights moving in the fog. Some say they even smell bread from vanished markets. A few hear children laughing in the dark. But none dare to enter when the city appears, for they know Eldermere is no longer of this world, and anyone who steps inside will never return. If you enjoyed this chilling tale, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that will keep you awake at night. This was Nightmare, where the darkness always has a voice. And remember, if you ever see a city glowing faintly in the mist, don't go closer, because some places are not meant to return.